It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
What a blessing to start our week with Saharah Ali. She's a meditation instructor, a sound healer and sound bath specialist, a yoga teacher, numerologist, astrologer, and life coach. Saharah Ali with Mindful Mondays right now. Good morning, Saharah.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Happy Black History Month, and welcome to Mindful Mondays, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, affirmation, and prayer as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, wisdom, truth, and power. This week, we're under the celestial influence of Venus shifting into Aries until March 28th. It's going to wobble back and forth from Pisces to Aries. And so Aries is a fire sign, and it's the sign that represents self-knowing. Its mantra is, I am one with the Most High. And Venus is a planet of love, values, money, and relationships, making this a very powerful time to heal, reflect, and reassess our values, aiding us to recalibrate our heart's desire, fostering strength and harmony in all relationships. Aries is also known as the Pathfinder, supporting and testing our convictions, our beliefs, and our values, and allowing us to face truth, opening the space for the highest good to unfold, moving beyond what's familiar, releasing archaic programming, testing inner guidance, and finding and facing change. Most of all, leveling up to our blessings and to our miracles and trusting that they will unfold with grace and ease. The call to action is to be bold, focusing on the long game, standing as a collective, being change agents, viewing fulfillment, not just hope. We have to release the dynamic of hope, but be in the realization of what is truth and living in truth. Our Mindful Monday intention is to let go of the blame game, to trust the power of our core self. And going forward with today's Mindful Monday meditation, let's listen with our hearts. Let's open our minds. Let's let go of self-judgment and pick up our power, allowing divine wisdom to transform all our fears into faith, but not only just faith, but into action. So right here, right now, take a big breath. Pause for a moment. Just breathe in, and as you slowly exhale, find yourself here in present time. And now close your eyes, centering yourself, grounding yourself, opening yourself to the wisdom within, giving yourself permission to be right here, right now, centered and grounded. And just listen to your breath as it slowly moves in through your nose, out through your mouth, about 3 or 4 times, connecting with your breath, closing your eyes and feel your heartbeat, listening to your breath, and allowing yourself to be centered and still, opening yourself to inner peace and divine guidance. Just relax and breathe, centering and grounding yourself. Now inhale and open yourself to your wholeness, that truth within you. And as you exhale, give yourself permission to release your fears, release any judgment, and to just be right here, right now, connecting to your light. And when you breathe in self-love. Breathe in empowerment. Trust the power of who you are in this time and space. And as you exhale, open to receive divine guidance of your highest good. Open to receive with grace. And inhale, call forward a new beginning. Call forward the Pathfinder in you that will yield truth. And as you exhale, release and let go. Let go of old beliefs. Let go of the lies you tell yourself. Let go of the story of helplessness. And inhale your greatness. Inhale infinite possibility. And be ready to live your best life. And exhale and just relax. And now inhale and open yourself to your pride. Open yourself to your greatness. Open yourself to change. And exhale. Allow yourself to be ready to elevate your life. When you elevate your life, you elevate the life of others. And now just breathe. Just breathe and feel centered and relaxed and willing to be on purpose, willing to honor self-love. Just continue to breathe and relax and allow yourself to know that you are valuable and that this is our time. And we cannot allow ourselves to buy into the illusion of the values of what we're not. We are greater. We are greater than this moment. We are greater than all of the chaos that is unfolding. We must stand in that greatness to shift, because as we think, so shall it be, and we have to think about what we want, not what we don't want. And now to just breathe and relax, maybe take in the biggest breath you've had all morning. And as you slowly relax, open yourself to receive our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. The affirmation is, today with grace and ease, I step boldly forward to truly live on purpose a life of fulfillment. Today with grace and ease, I step boldly forward to truly live on purpose a life of fulfillment. A life of fulfillment. What is it that you need? What is it that you want? What is it that you're willing to engage in to allow yourself to have the fulfillment aligning with the purpose of your soul? Today, with grace and ease, I step boldly forward to truly live on purpose a life of fulfillment. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, Tavis. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, mindfully blessed week, stepping boldly forward, truly living on purpose a life of fulfillment with grace and ease.
Saharah Ali, thank you for that. I can't help but asking you, it seems like so many Black activists, like major Black activists, are born in the month of February. W.B. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, the list goes on. Huey P. Newton, I mentioned. There are others. Why do you think that is? What do you attribute that to?
Well, first of all, February babies are Aquarius, and, I call them Aquariuses, and that's okay because their job is to bust things up. They're ruled by Uranus and Saturn, and Uranus is sun and unexpected changes in Saturn is discipline and structure and government and all of that. And this is why we are having all this upheaval right now, because we have Pluto in Aquarius, which hasn't been there since 1776. And so it's time to bust something up. And so, Mother Nature is helping us to reframe the values that we live by. And it's also important for us to level up to your wholeness, level up to your consciousness, and to honor those souls that were pathfinders, those souls that were map makers, to help bring us to this self-awareness and the freedom, or the illusion of freedom, of which we are able to embrace at this time. And so, I call them Aquariuses, but I love all of them because they are our true freedom fighters. They are the souls that will not black down. They are the souls that understand that if we are not eccentric or out there or big or bold or better than all that is in front of us, where will we be? And so the challenge on the table, and even, we're honoring Black History Month, but every month is Black History Month, And so the thing is, can we be as bold as Du Bois? Can we be as bold as Frederick? Can we be as bold as Rosa? Where can we find our power and not black down and say, I matter, our lives matter, our community matter, this planet matters? And it starts with us and making a choice to be fearless about picking up your power and being on purpose and standing in the conviction of what's right, and quit tap dancing around what's wrong and pick up your power and speak some truth. The illusion, cars, money, this and that. The fires show, really? I rode the path of the fire, and I saw cars locked in the garage, and the garage burnt down. And the thing is, we are at square zero, some of us. And those that are not, it is our job to hold the space and know that there's a light on the other side. But we cannot stay in grief. The nervous system cannot grieve more than 3 months. If you grieve more than 3 months, it turns into dis-ease in your body. So you can grieve, but you got to pick up your bootstraps, as my grandmother would say, and keep stepping. And don't look behind you, because we don't walk backwards.
Indeed, we do not. I thank you for that, Saharah. I just know that like I said, we're going to double our celebrations of Black History Month, even though I agree Black History Month is every month. We're going to double our celebrations in honor of folks trying to erase us. We will be louder, as Jamal said when he called earlier. We will be we will be celebrating because we are the keepers of our own history.
Very well spoken.
Absolutely. If you want to find Saharah Ali, maybe you do. Maybe you should. You can go to Saharah Ali, get a sound bath, find out where her yoga classes are. If you want an appointment for a reading or that kind of thing, a sound healing session or the like, you can give Elise a call at 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Perfect time to call me. You ready? You breathed? You centered? You affirmed? Let's talk about it. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and you're listening to the one and only KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
The sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, now I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Speaking of powerful activists born in February, and there are many, Happy birthday to Jan Williams of Black Lives Matter. She's definitely a powerful leader cut from the cloth of those others that are born in this month. Bob Marley, I forgot Bob Marley. I forgot Molly Bell. Her birthday is tomorrow. It's Langston Hughes' birthday was a couple days ago. Well, I think it's the 1st of February, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's a whole bunch of them born. Hank Aaron, Alice Walker, just a whole bunch of folks. LeVar Burton, Michael Jordan, speaking of shaking things up, Toni Morrison, maybe that's the point Jamal was getting at, Smokey Robinson, Rihanna, shaking up the industry, certainly the makeup industry, Sidney Poitier, Nina Simone. Are we feeling a vibe here? Dr. J. Is there a trend line? Are you feeling a trend line here, Black History Month? Yeah, it is. Molly Bell was asking in the chat about the age of Aquarius. My understanding was that it barely began and it goes for a long time. But then I started double checking. We'll have to ask Saharah next time she comes on. And apparently there's disagreement among astrologers as to whether it began in 2021. It started in 2024. Some say it's not starting until 2050 or 25 something. So I guess it depends who you ask. But given the transits that Saharah just described, I would say we are in the age of Aquarius. Certainly it's going to be with us for a minute, Miss Molly Bell. It's your age. It's your time to shine. Yeah, and shine we will. Shine we will, regardless of what is happening elsewhere in the world and in Washington. Shine we will. We will celebrate our own Black History Month. We started. You didn't start it, so you can't cancel it. How can you cancel something you didn't even start? We will celebrate it, I think, on 10 this year. And the tariffs have begun. If you're thinking of buying a car, I would hurry up and get one. If you're thinking of doing anything that takes supplies that may be needed from another country, I would hurry up and do it. Because if he doesn't back down, it's going to be bad. It's a trade war. Look, even Donald Trump admitted on yesterday that the average American will feel pain. This is something Elon Musk said before the election, which I talked about repeatedly because it was a tell, but y'all didn't want to listen. Well, maybe you did. Some people didn't, apparently. Why Elon Musk said that the tariffs and other measures that he is going to take, meaning his Doge agency, will cause some pain for Americans. He called it short-term pain. We don't know how short-term this is going to be. Certainly if they shut down Social Security, that's not short-term. That's long-term pain. And it's not just for Black people. It's for older Americans. Lots of white folks. In fact, I talked a lot about the increase in the Black unhoused if he shuts down Social Security, but I think the white folks, we're going to see a lot more white folks on these streets too. In any case, Elon admitted it. He wasn't talking about pain for him because it doesn't matter how much a dozen eggs cost. He's the richest man in the world. That won't impact him. He's on track to be a trillionaire now that his hand is in the federal Treasury. That'll happen even faster than before now that he's got regulatory and other powers. I mean, the reason the head of the FAA reportedly was fired is because he fined Elon Musk for a fail of SpaceX that scattered debris all across other countries and our own country. So he was fined. Safety violations. They didn't follow the correct protocol. Elon said it was amusing, entertaining, but other countries didn't think so when debris from his rockets was falling there, endangering citizens, et cetera, et cetera. So this FAA chief had fined SpaceX. So Elon told him to fire him. In any case, yeah, a little planetary debris. Ha 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 ha. It's amusing. Let them eat cake. He warned us that there would be pain. And now that pain is upon us because the Trump guy that's in the White House, he has imposed some pretty serious tariffs on Canada, China, and Mexico. A lot of business leaders were saying, oh, yeah, this is just a negotiating tactic. No, he's doing it. And Trump finally admitted there will be some pain. He says yes, maybe, and maybe not, which means definitely yes. By pain, he doesn't mean him. He's also rather wealthy, more wealthy now since he's become best buddies with the billionaire broligarchy club. He doesn't mean pain for him or Melania or Barron. He doesn't mean pain for Ivanka or Jeff Bezos. He doesn't mean pain for Mark Zuckerberg. He means pain for you and for me. That's who he's talking about. He's happy to dispense pain to your mother, my auntie, your kids. No problem. Stock futures are down sharply, right, Miles? Yeah. Miles be watching the stock market. And these tariffs, they are now a reality. But these other countries, as we expected, are not just going to sit down and say, okay. And number one. Number two, the real people that pay the tariffs are us. Because all the tariff does is it makes a company, let's say KBLA wanted to import a bunch of microphones from China. Now there's a tariff on the microphones. China doesn't pay the tariffs. KBLA has to pay the tariffs to get the Chinese microphones. The reason it upsets the Chinese is because I, the business owner, am less likely to buy that microphone if I have to pay a tariff on it to get it into this country. Donald Trump likes to make it seem like China's going to pay the tariff and it's going to mean that we don't need to have income tax anymore because China and Canada will be paying tariffs. But that's not how it works. American companies pay the tariff to import that good from another country. If you want, say, a car, and it doesn't have to be a whole car, if any of the parts are made in China or Canada, then you, the importer, if you're a car dealer or whatever you might happen to be, you are going to have to pay that tariff, and you are going to pass that price on to the consumer. A lot of people in the economic world were saying, oh, it's just a negotiating tactic. Donald Trump said out of his own mouth, it's not a negotiating tactic. He believes that this will fund the U.S. government. Either he's really dumb or really cynical or both. Global markets are tanking. And Canada has been pretty explicit about some of the measures they're going to take, and they're just getting started. Mexico, their leader, President Sheinbaum, a little bit more cautious in her approach, but she's not going to take it sitting down. And China, well, we shall see. We shall see. These so-called tariffs will touch 1/3 of all American imports. That's taxing $1 trillion every year. Yeah, some folks in the business world are still saying, well, maybe it won't last long. I wouldn't hold your breath. News, traffic, and sports, then more. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. President Trump says the U.S. military has conducted airstrikes against ISIS in Somalia. In a post on X Saturday, Trump announced attacks that targeted a senior member of the terrorist group who was responsible for planning attacks. The White House has not commented after government web pages went dark on Friday over DEI-related language. An OPM memo ordered the removal of gender ideology references from federal websites by 5 p.m. Eastern. The Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles have arrived in New Orleans for the big game at the Caesars Superdome. The Chiefs aim for a historic three-peat while the Eagles seek their second Lombardi trophy. And Chris Brown won a second Grammy, winning in the Best R&B Album category. His latest project, 1111, won Best R&B Album, beating out Layla Hathaway, Money Long, Lucky Day, and Usher. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Choking is the 4th leading cause of accidental deaths. LifeVac is a life-saving airway clearance device which has saved over 3,000 lives. Go to lifevac.com and enter promo code LIFE to save 20% to secure your home kit today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
You've had a day and a half to process the Lakers making the monumental decision to trade Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka Doncic. Here's a few things to keep on your radar. How will LeBron and Doncic coexist on the court? Both superstars like to have the ball in their hands. How much will LeBron and Doncic be willing to defer to the other in key situations? A reminder to you, this is J.J. Redick's first coaching job on any level. Redick could be the determining factor if LeBron and Doncic are successful playing together. Is Redick capable of making this thing work? Last thought, LeBron was not consulted before the trade was made. Had Lakers GM Rob Pelinka asked LeBron about his thoughts on trading AD, he knows LeBron would have said no. If the Lakers don't go far in the playoffs, do not be surprised if LeBron shuts down his spectacular career and retires after the season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
February is Black History Month, a time to celebrate the achievements and resilience of Black communities. But it's important to address health disparities in diseases like asthma. In the U.S., Black Americans are approximately 5 times more likely than white Americans to be hospitalized for asthma. But there's hope. Managing your asthma is possible with regular checkups, using prescribed medications correctly, avoiding asthma triggers, and creating an action plan with your healthcare professional. Take control. Your health is your power. To learn more about asthma, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
1 in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org.
guaranteed. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
So, yeah, from what I'm reading, it looks like the president, the leader of the Republican Party, has decided that he can do deals with the international community the same way he does in his private business, which he's famous for messing over people that he does business with, not paying contractors, underpaying them, using unethical business practices. And so it seems that that's what he's trying to do on the world stage. What he doesn't understand is that those countries have retaliatory capacity. 25% tariff on Canadian goods and Mexican goods. One of the big things we import from Canada? Oil and gas. Now, you could say, well, he's trying to make us do more domestic drilling, which he did say that on the campaign trail. But immediately, that means in the short term, that means prices go up. And prices on just about everything else, because fuel is used to carry everything from, yes, eggs to vegetables. On the other side of the, I don't know if I want to call it a supply chain, whatever, the production chain, you have immigrants, undocumented workers. The two places that they most famously do a lot of legwork is the slaughterhouses, right? Those places that produce your beef and your chicken. These thankless and actually quite dangerous jobs. And in agriculture, picking and processing fruits and vegetables. So these folks get kicked out. You're squeezing our borders in the north and the south and alienating the Chinese, which means they're going to retaliate. They've already said they haven't decided what. They're taking it slow. That's going to mean prices go up. And one of the things they're even admitting so far is that car prices will go up and a number of other goods. The New York Times had a really interesting article about how many of the world's other nations, including U.S. allies like Canada, like the European Union, are making side deals with other countries or between themselves that leave the United States out because the U.S. is too unreliable and unpredictable a partner. In fact, EU has been bragging about how, with Europe, what you see is what you get. We play by the rules. We don't change the rules. And this particular move, these tariffs by the Republican Party under the leadership of Trump, are even causing anxiety on the right. The Wall Street Journal had a big article called something like these tariffs are a terrible idea, something like that. And Rand Paul, Republican, these are folks that support this MAGA agenda. They're worried. And it seems that what it's doing is, besides from what it will do is raise costs for you, me, and the next man, but not the billionaires don't care. What's the difference between a $5 dozen of eggs and a $30 dozen of eggs if you're a multi-billionaire? There's no difference at all to you. Our dollars are less than a penny to them. Meanwhile, BRICS is growing. Indonesia just joined in January, and the BRICS, which is an economic alliance of countries not controlled by the United States, is growing fast. There's a bunch of countries, I think 6 or 7 in line waiting to join. They have to go through whatever that process is. It's not, doesn't bode well for the future of our economy. And that's that pain they were talking about. China doing more business with Latin America, Europe, the EU cutting deals with Central America, and the ASEAN, that's what it's called. Remember the one that J.D. Vance didn't know about? That group, which includes Cambodia, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam, they're working on a deal with India. So everybody's going around side deals, cutting us out, because they're probably trying to not rely on us. And Canada's already saying they are going to impose tariffs and possibly even stop importing Florida oranges, Harley Davidson motorcycles, which come out of Pennsylvania, Kentucky bourbon, and more specifically. Meanwhile, your president, not mine, he's truthing over the weekend in all caps, which means he's yelling at you. This will be the golden age of America. Will there be some pain? Yes, maybe, and maybe not, which means definitely yes. So I guess that means circle our wagons, no unnecessary spending. I'm talking to myself right now. But if you have, in your plans that you might want to buy a car or build a house, the entire Palisades in Altadena, you're going to want to get ahead on those building supplies because it is going to be more and more expensive. Meanwhile, people called Elon Musk the co-president, and I kind of thought we were exaggerating, but we're not exaggerating. He literally got the keys to the Treasury till. Like, he is in him and his little group of Doge people are in the Treasury computers now. You think this guy got to be the richest man in the world by not taking money at any opportunity? Ooh, that seems rather sketchy. And now he's supposedly, this guy seems to be at the forefront of everything. He's the one bossing Trump around, telling him to go threaten South Africa because there's a supposed genocide there. What does he mean by that? Black people might get back some of the land that the colonizers took from them through apartheid. Trying to reinforce the apartheid boundaries, which were never really undone anyway to begin with. Black people in South Africa, and I heard a lot of the younger generation blaming Nelson Mandela, and we love Nelson Mandela, but they're saying we should have gotten our land back, like Ghana did, like Senegal did, like Tanzania did. But they did not. It's kind of like the freedom that Black Americans got. You're free, and now we'll re-enslave you in the prison system and put you in wage slavery while we own all the land and all of the assets. That's what's happening in South Africa. That's the same thing in Zimbabwe, by the way. And it's the reason the Western nations have been punishing them, because under Mugabe, they did take back some of their land. South Africa looking to do a very modest version of that. Nothing nearly as widespread as what Zimbabwe did. And now Trump is threatening them. Why? Because Elon told him to. Well, today, Mr. Musk, Mr. Heil Hitler, said that he and the president are shutting down USAID. What does that mean? Well, USAID, yeah, it's true, they do some intelligence-y things, but they also do deliver actual aid and help to countries, particularly countries we have been part of the problem in. I saw them at work in Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. Why? Because the drug cartels that are still ravaging those nations service the U.S. drug market. They're not selling those drugs to Mexico. They're not selling them to Bolivia. They're selling them to cocaine snorters here in the United States. And that is why people are running out of those countries, which are now controlled by drug cartels, which are basically servicing the United States. There's that. There's the fact that, for example, there was a coup in Honduras, which Clinton, Hillary, and Obama, Barack, decided to go along with and support the people who overthrew the democratically elected government. And then it turned out later that that president was the brother of one of the biggest drug cartels in the region. So when, you break it, you buy it, it's that kind of thing. And so this is going to have some disastrous results if they do it. I don't know that they have the authority to do it. We'll see. They're maybe saying put it into the State Department. They've already frozen almost all foreign assistance for at least 90 days, which means folks are starving, literally, and not getting medicine, literally. When you talk about cutting off aid to South Africa, you're mostly talking about the programs that were put in place under Bush. Probably only good thing he did, which was to provide support for children orphaned by AIDS and HIV, provide medications and prevention. This is where we are. Focusing on what we want, what we know we want is resistance, and we see it. It's not just here. People are protesting around the world and throughout this country. And for some unknown reason, it's barely being reported in the mainstream media. But we'll keep you abreast. It's a perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DiPrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like your style, though.
Febreze.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Before I forget, the birthday girl asked me about spoken word. The Grammy for spoken word went to The Heart, The Mind, The Soul by Tank and the Bangers. And yes, there was some black people in that group, so congrats going out to them. I hadn't tracked it, but good on you, Molly Bell, for making us pay attention. Okay. Wow. So forensic accountant saying, he's waiting for Trump to do something to stop the people who stop the financial malfeasance. He has. They fired the director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Rohit Chopra, who was someone that Congresswoman Maxine Waters actually brought into this market for a very powerful town hall. He was appointed by Mr. Biden, but he was supposed to be having a 5-year term, so he should have had another year on his term. But he was fired by email, by the White House, of course. And this is significant because this is the Consumer Financial Protection Agency that was stood up by progressive Senator Elizabeth Warren to protect you and I. This is the agency that was responsible for getting rid of some of the excessive bank fees and regulating some of these predatory lenders. This came out of the 2008, the Bush crash of 2008 and that Great Recession. And these are the folks that were working to take care of the student debt, among other things. Now, you've got to put this in perspective. You're talking about a group of billionaires, the ones who profit by you being charged for every little this, that, and the third by the bank, who those high interest rates and those predatory loans are of no concern to them. They're borrowing against their stocks. They're not even paying taxes, right? They've got plenty of extra money. Imagine how much money you'd have if you didn't have to pay any taxes. More than you have now, I'll tell you that. Well, that's what they do. So they don't care. And not only do they not care, they profit when financial institutions gouge you because they may own those financial institutions. So, of course, they don't want a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau there to help you with an effective leader like Rohit Chopra. Of course they don't. Guess who's going to be over it until they find someone new? Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, the same guy who just gave the keys to the cash register to Elon Musk. That guy. It's like something out of a bad movie at this point. So the guy who has already showed that he cannot withstand even the tiniest bit of pressure from the bro-oligarchy is now also over the agency that's supposed to protect you and I and our finances from the banksters, who, by the way, never had any accountability for the Great Recession. They all got underwritten. I admit it was by the Obama administration and never prosecuted. And now they have the keys to the cash register. And they are literally the fox watching the hen house. That's where we are right now in U.S. history. Oh, Professor Golden says, don't forget Jim Brown and Bill Russell's birthdays. Thank you for reminding me. That's Black history right there. Jim Brown, rest in peace, and Bill Russell, who I met with Jim Brown at the Jim Brown golf tournament. What a day that was. And it's true that USAID literally controls millions of dollars every year, billions that go throughout the world. Now, some of that, like I said, supports covert, different kinds of social programs in support of the U.S. military. Quite a bit of it is also in the category of you broke it, you buy it. Places that we've trashed, children we've left orphaned. I wonder what their role would have been in Gaza if, in fact, they are going to be deleted, destroyed. Because I don't know. We really don't know. And I do think some people have said they're just trying it. They're just trying it to see what they can get away with. Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. We don't know. We do not know. But we know they're trying it. And today, President Musk said that they are shutting down USAID. Aside from the insane amount of damage that's going to do to other countries due to us taking out their programs. There's two other things that folks may not be tracking. One, some of those programs are meant to make life a little less hazardous in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, which actually keeps some people in those countries. Shut down all of those programs, guess where they're coming? Here. So good luck with that wave of migrants, number one. Number two, those are tons of jobs. Jobs filled by Americans, U.S. citizens who work for USAID all over the world and in Washington. And Musk just told them, oh no, Trump gave me permission to shut this down. Do not come to work. And by the way, these buyouts, the federal government buyouts, it's probably a lie. I mean, we don't have proof of that. But the fact is, Congress has not appropriated money to pay federal buyouts to millions of workers. So more than likely, if you resign, you're going to end up SOL, just like the workers at Twitter after Elon Musk offered them all kinds of perks and buyouts and stuff, and they ended up face down in the dirt kind of thing. Meanwhile, while they've gotten rid of Rohit Chopra, Ted Cruz, remember him, Cancun Cruz? He is on a full court press to get rid of the Consumer Protection Agency altogether. He wants to abolish it. And it's crazy that Steve Forbes, the owner of Forbes magazine, just wrote an op-ed calling for the abolition of the Consumer Protection Agency. So not only do the Fox want to have the hen house, not only does Elon have his hand in the cash register, fingers in the till, he's got the keys to the classified information, which means you have your money on the cash, and you have your eyes on all of the potential information needed to blackmail someone. You want to get rid of the Consumer Protection Agency. So not only will we be bringing a knife to a gunfight, we'll be bringing nothing to a gunfight as consumers. And I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, MAGA or not so much. That is not going to go good for you. If you are not a billionaire, that is not going to go good for you. And the fact that these billionaires are now coalescing to control everything while getting rid of the little itty-bitty fig leaf that you had to protect your privates shows you the level of what we're talking about. We'll wait until Dr. Gerald Horn is here before I share with you what I researched over the weekend about fascism, because it might ruin your day. I think we need some historical context before we go there. But certainly the authoritarian route is the one they are clearly taking. So let's talk about the movies. Let's talk about Black history. Okay. Yeah, we're focusing on what we want. We've got a great lineup of folks to talk to us about the Pan-African Film Festival. And we'll do that after news, traffic, and sports, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. President Trump says the U.S. military has conducted airstrikes against ISIS in Somalia. In a post on X Saturday, Trump announced attacks that targeted a senior member of the terrorist group who was responsible for planning attacks. The White House has not commented after government web pages went dark on Friday over DEI-related language. An OPM memo ordered the removal of gender ideology references from federal web game at the Caesars Superdome. The Chiefs aim for a historic three-peat while the Eagles seek their second Lombardi trophy. And Chris Brown won a